Only. What's up, guys? It's SRC bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 video, and this time I am only using my blade, only using the knife and the throwing knife in this game, and we're playing some Domination on the map Resistance, and it actually was a lot of fun. I thought that it was going to be really frustrating. I thought I was just going to, be pulling my hair out, having a terrible game. And it actually worked out to be okay, I think. And it was definitely an enjoyable game. Keeps it fresh, when you're playing a lot of games and putting a lot of time into it, so that it's not the same old SCAR or ACR gameplay over and over again. And you see there I switched my controller layout from tactical back to the default because, obviously knifing with the B button is a little frustrating. And so my strategy here is just to get into their spawn, run up to the A flag, get that guy there, come back here and get him, and then I just want to get the heck out of here because, most of this game, that's what it was, is just trying to get into their spawn, find a couple guys, and then get the heck out of there. And sometimes it works out really well, and sometimes it doesn't work out at all. And you see me knife in the air there. You'll see that quite a few times in this game. I'm so used to the tactical layout that, when I go to crouch in this game now, my just instinct is to push that right stick when it's obviously the B button now. So you'll see that quite a bit, and it's something I think I'll just take a few games to get used to. A little afraid to get used to it though, because then obviously when I switch back to tactical, I'm going to be knifing the air all the time trying to crouch, and when I want to crouch, I'm going to be knifing. It's just, I think you really need to stick with one thing there. So this isn't something I'm going to do a lot of. But, it was definitely a good time to do that. And, I think here I get killed again. And you'll see here, it seems like, the game just goes really badly. We're on just an absolutely awful team. And I thought that, maybe it was because I was only using a knife. And, I was probably hindering my team by not using a gun. And, certainly I think I would get more kills with a gun. But you'll see from the final score here, the teammates that we had were just completely terrible. I mean, their scores were horrendous. We just get completely destroyed this game. And I don't think it would have mattered if I was using a gun or not. I did pretty well considering, I think, just using the knife. So, I think that I probably at least pulled my own weight in this game. And, I think it was probably the best game to do it on was a game where we're going to get completely destroyed because, I'd hate to have me using a knife be the difference between winning and losing. And in this game, I just don't think that we even had a chance to win with how bad our team was. And you can see there I tried to lay prone and knife the air again. And so with the knife only setup, the perks I'm using is extreme conditioning. Obviously, you want to be able to rush and get up into the enemy quicker. It just keeps the downtime shorter in the game. And then for perk 2, I'm using Assassin just so I can stay off the radar and have a better chance of getting into their spawn or getting up behind people. And then perk 3, I'm using Dead Silence, which is obviously also important just for being able to sneak up on people. And the only thing I wish I would have had would have been Scavenger, because I eventually start using the throwing knife in this game. And with Scavenger, obviously you'd be able to refill those throwing knives when you walk over people. Probably would get me some more kills. But in this game, for my kill streaks, I'm using the support package with the UAV and ballistic knife, which are just going to help me identify where the enemy team is. And then the ballistic vest is just going to obviously provide me with more protection, hopefully give me that extra inch that I need to be able to get close enough to knife somebody. And here's a pretty good moment. These two guys are coming. They don't really see me. I get him, and then he can sit down, and then this guy's coming up the street, and I get him too. So it really feels great to get multi-kills just with your knife. It's one of the more satisfying things you can do in the game. Kind of equate that to if you were quick scoping and you get a couple people, or if you get a collateral with a sniper rifle. It always feels good to do that. And it's the same thing with a knife. So I could definitely see some enjoyment with this. And like I said, it's really not that frustrating. And this is just amazing right here. So I see this Predator missile coming in. My friend's right next to me, and that thing lands square on top of us. And somehow my friend survived that. I have no idea how he did that. And he's like, well, I put a ballistic vest on, and I did too, but that certainly isn't going to save your life there. So I don't know how that happened. And so here I finally realized that I have the throwing knife. in the game, so I'm going to start to use that a little bit more. And I definitely get some good kills with that. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's just, you know, it's good, but it's not, it doesn't seem like it's as good as the Tomahawk was back in Black Ops. Towards the end of that game's life cycle, I was playing around with a lot of different weapons, you know, using pretty much everything that they had available just to keep the game somewhat fresh and keep me entertained until this game came out. And so I think my last Prestige, I used the Tomahawk exclusively for my equipment and got tons and tons of kills with that. And it was really a lot of fun, but I think you didn't really need to be quite as accurate with the Tomahawk. It seemed like, you know, even if you got really pretty close to them, it would kind of, the hit detection would kind of give you the kill with it, even if it didn't look like you threw it exactly on target. And I've watched some of ONLYUSEmeBLADE's videos from Black Ops, and you'll kind of see that where the Tomahawk gets close, but, you know, maybe not directly on him, and it registers as the kill. But in Modern Warfare 3, I think you really do have to be almost exactly on point for that throwing knife to count as a kill. And, you know, obviously that's probably correct, but it's, you know, I just wish it was a little more generous, just because it seems a little difficult to get a lot of kills with the throwing knife. And I'm certainly out of practice. I haven't used anything like that since Black Ops, which was, you know, tens of thousands of kills ago in Call of Duty. So a little bit rusty there, but, you know, here I get another kill with it. And it definitely, you know, gives you a good advantage if you're going knife only to use that. And so I'm kind of just trying to weigh between using the specialist so that I can have scavenger, or using the ballistic vest and UAV combo like I have right now. I'm not really sure which ones would lead to a better game. You know, I think it just depends. And you can see there, I, you know, went to knife that guy, but it just seemed like the game didn't respond quick enough. And that's one thing that I've really noticed with this game, is that the reaction time between actions is really slow. And you'll see here I get one, I pick up the knife and try and get him again, and that would have been awesome, but I miss. And there's, again, what I was talking about. It just seems like if you're close, you know, you really don't get the kill. You got to be spot on with that throwing knife. But the other thing I was talking about is just the reaction time between the actions. You know, so if you knife somebody and then you want to knife again, it's just a real delay there. And it seems like if you're throwing a grenade and then you go to knife, that there's a delay between, you know, you're finishing that action or that animation and then being able to knife again. And I think the tactical knife is quicker. But to unlock the tactical knife, you have to suffer through a bunch of pistol kills, which I really don't want to do. Maybe next Prestige I'll mess around with that and try and get the tactical knife unlocked on a weapon and see how that goes. And I'm not really sure, you know, if quick draw would work for knifing, if that would speed up the process of being able to knife. That may be worth taking a look at too. Might be worth running the specialist then and using that. I'm not really sure. But just here I pick up my ballistic vest again. And the game's coming down to an end. Here we're just getting completely slaughtered, you know, which we've kind of given up on winning this game quite a while ago, and it's just really more for fun. I just think with the team we had, there was really no shot at winning here. So to end the game, I get a nice little streak here. I see this guy laying down, get the throwing knife, knife him, and that ends the game there. So I finished up here. I think the final score is 21-17. Which isn't bad. You can see me and my friend 21-17. The other team absolutely terrible. And so that wraps up this game. Let me know what you guys think. Did you want to see some more ONLYUSEmeBLADE footage? And other than that, guys, I will see you in the game.